Hello everyone, Dana 14th Prime here. Today, very excited to check out with you guys the Transformers Titans Return. This is the Decepticon Overlord with his Titan Master Dreadnaught. Very, very cool that Hasbro is bringing us this figure. This guy has basically no history at all in the US, but he was a big part of Japanese Transformers G1, Victory, Super God Masterforce, etc. So just super ballsy that they're bringing us guys like this here in the States. So really happy about that. Leader class figure, 4 modes it says. Otherwise pretty typical Titans Return packaging here. Artwork with the head blasting off. You can already get a peek through the front of the box that this guy is pretty true to G1 toy. Side of the box over here you get a bit of a longer shot of that artwork. Back of the box here, of course, you get Overlord and Bot mode. And as you know, he splits for the jet and the tank that would typically be piloted by, is it Mega and Giga, the Headmasters from the cartoon. Unfortunately, they don't come with this set, but we'll see what Takara does for us. And of course, the base mode down here, which will work with the Titans Return Triptychon. Over on the side of the box there, you get some of the also-rans in the line, Misfire, Blitzwing. Checked him out here on the channel, Sky Shadow, who is the same version of the mold previously released as a leader class already, Ramhorn as a Titan Master. Top of the box here, I'll let you pause and read the blurb as usual. I will just call out that they mentioned the Phase 6ers. I personally know that most from the IDW More Than Meets the Eye series, which he's in. And the Carnifex third-party figure does a great representation of that look from Mastermind Creations. I don't know that at all from the G1 series, but I haven't watched all of Super God Masterforce. So if that has some roots in that old G1, let me know with a comment below. So yes, that's the packaging. All it's really missing is the impressively enormous balls that would go with it from Hasbro to release the guy. So let's pop him out of the box and check him out. All right, and here is Overlord out of the box. I gotta say, it's so cool. It's so simple though. We'll get into it. He's so simple, but it is so very cool and definitely a lot of homage to the G1 toy. And just to get into it a little bit, if folks don't know all the history, Overlord, really a Japanese G1 toy. Very collectible G1 toy. I've been tempted on more than one occasion to pick one of these guys up in the box, but it was basically exclusive to Japan, and I believe Europe got him as well. Never in the States have we seen this guy as a toy. And in terms of his G1 heritage, I know him most from, again, Victory, which I've watched all the way through, and then Super God Masterforce, which I've seen some of, but really need to kind of go back and clean up the whole series myself. So that's the long Transformers history of this guy, and then more recently, he's been popular in the IDW More Than Meets the Eye series, where he's again been a super badass character, you know, just flat out scary with like the power of this guy in that comic book. And again, Mastermind Creations did a Carnifex third-party figure of him as he looks in that IDW. This is more G1, or basically is entirely G1. Just really impressive that Hasbro's given this guy a release here in the States. Equally excited to see what exclusive or other sets would come from Takara to make him just a little bit more true to the Japanese G1 character that we know, which of course in Takara form would probably be paint apps and things like that, but also then the Headmasters. So I'm just going to museum pose this guy up. We'll check him out at the wide angle. We'll dive in and check him out in detail. He's got all the classic colors, right? The blue, kind of the ivory, the teal, the purple, the black. All very iconic and recognizable for Overlord. As I've already said, the figure here, it's so incredibly simple, but it works so brilliantly. You can see here he makes a pretty clean bot overall. You get a little bit of something back here, but not too bad. Comes with this blaster rifle there as an accessory. There he is from the back. I mean, overall, pretty clean. Not much by way of hollowness or anything like that. Really just have this kind of back lever that we'll take a closer look at. Then on the other side of the figure here, of course, he comes with his shield piece. That's an accessory as well. It comes off, can go there, or it can attach on his back. Okay, so let's just kind of jump in a bit closer. I will say, if I didn't mention, I mean, the figure's just super, it's nice to handle. I mean, as a Transformer, as a leader class, sometimes those are kind of big and clunky and everything. And this guy feels very natural in hand, almost like an action figure. And you'll see why a little bit. I mean, there's not a lot complex to his transformation, but he's super posable, super playable. Jump in here close, look at his head sculpt, and I'll just kind of lift the helmet. Of course, he's got the Titan Master that dives in there. We'll pull him out in a little bit to get a closer look, but They've done a pretty nice job. The helmet's painted a pretty nice blue. The Titan Master's pretty nice with the black, the silver, the red eyes. Red eyes from Hasbro? What? I think we've seen that a couple times, actually. Can't get them on our Masterpiece figures, but we've gotten them, I think, a time or two here in the Titans Return line. But you can check that out, the profile. I mean, it's a pretty nice looking head sculpt. I think it's probably one of the better Titan Masters that Hasbro has done for us. And you'll see that as well as we unfold the guy. A pretty decent head sculpt. You come and just look at the figure. I mean, you got these iconic shoulders, right? You get some stickers are applied here. They all just come applied, and you'll see a few of them across the figure. You know, it's fine. I think mine look decent. You know, I think they're big enough that they'll stay on there and aren't going to be issues with peeling off. Come across the chest and stuff. He's got the two, ivory panels there. Yes, they open up. Yes, they have Titan Master ports, so that's where you would put. I'm going to continue to call them Giga and Mega. I hope that's correct. So they would go in there. Kind of have this detailing on his chest that reminds me reminiscent of the old Power Master, Headmaster. You put him in and you get the booster effect there. That's what that black looks like to me. You come down, you've got his gun bay here. There's no flip out. It doesn't flip out or anything. It's just molded with some paint. But definitely the ab guns. Very iconic as well. And just a lot of good molding. I mean, you kind of just have the ivory white. A little bit of color mismatch in the chest and the arms. These are painted. This looks just like plastic color. So the chest actually looks nicer. Maybe Takara would put that paint app all the way across the arms and everything. That would be cool. And they've got the silver paint there on the insides. Again, the gray paint here, gray accents on the guns. So Hasbro's actually, they're doing a bit of paint here. Just going to jump a bit down the figure here. Come into his waist section. I mean, nothing special, but I think it comes together pretty well for a bot there. Nothing really odd going on at the hips or anything. Come down to the thighs, they're just blue plastic, and you get the big shins, which have a good teal paint on them, and also some accents there, which look like applied stickers again. And then down to the feet, and there's some purple underline accent as well. So, it's just so reminiscent of the G1 toy. I think they've done a really nice job with it. And I'll just jump back up here and show you some of this from the front, probably best. But his shield there, again, it pops off. So you can kind of just peg it right up there up high on either side if you like. This becomes part of what's going to be his jet and everything. There's a little peg there. So I think that's the normal place to put it. But you've got some options to have it off or on the back of the figure as well. So close up on the profile here on the left side, you just got his shield kind of there in the way, really. Not a whole lot else to see. You can check out the side of the legs. You got the tank treads around back there. You can see the feet are nice with a toe and a nice heel spur. So that makes balance and articulation, posability really good. And then again, if we just come up here and if we want to pop this off, smack the camera. That's the cleaner profile if you would prefer that type of look. It does have all kinds of fins going on his arms as well. I don't know what's official. I just kind of get them out of the way. I think these look best kind of straight back, the purple, rather than folded. So something like that I think looks pretty good. And back of the figure here, just so you can see, it's pretty good. I think the arms, you can see, definitely sit on the sides well, and they're not interfered with any back kibble in any way. He does have this big kind of black platform on his back, but grand scheme of things, it's not terrible. You can see here he's got some paint accents for the jet mode. There's a sticker there for the jet mode as well. We'll see those better when we get them transformed. And back of the legs, again, not really hollow, so that's good. You get the top of the tank over there that flips around back at the legs. And then quickly here, just so I can say I showed you his right side profile. Obviously you don't have the shield, so a bit cleaner. You just kind of see the back piece kind of sticking off. In the fins, I think that's probably the best way to do them, to kind of get them out of the way, get the arm cleaned up. And the gun, which we'll take a separate closer look at. So here we've got the gun. Just go ahead and take that closer look. This becomes the rifle, of course, in bot mode, and then the tank turret in tank mode. I think it looks good both ways. I mean, he could have a bigger gun for bot mode because he's a leader class, obviously. Compared to like the Jinrai guns, this is probably a bit stubby, but definitely bulkier for sure. All plastic, but some decent molding in there. Otherwise, not much by way of extra paint. A pretty typical accessory there. And let's also take a quick look here at Dreadnaught. Again, I think a pretty nice looking Titan Master here with the molding of the face, the silver paint, the red eyes. I think that looks pretty nice. And then if we just flip them out with the one-step transformation, I think by Hasbro standards, it's all right. It's pretty good. I mean, they actually painted the face, right? You get kind of a teal-looking helmet, a yellow face. I think there's some good molding through there. You get a gray chest that's just plastic, and then the rest of the figure's black. So, you know, at least you get a few colors going on, which is more than we can say for some of these guys. All right, so let's go ahead and transform Overlord into his base mode. Again, Titans return, so they feel the need to triple change everything. So our leader class figures get base mode. They will work with Trypticon. Pop out Dreadnaught here. Just set him aside for now. Put that back down. Let's give the helmet a spin around. Let's give the hands a fold into the wrist. Let's just kind of pop off the shoulder piece for now. We'll need that later. Give the arms kind of a transformation up. I'm basically trying to get the top of the figure kind of in jet mode for base mode as well. So those will snap to the side as well. We give the figure a spin. Let's go ahead and put this piece down. Kind of flip down these back panels here. They just kind of extend down. Then we grab the figure and he'll bend right at a hinge right there. It's kind of like middle of the back. It's not waist, more like middle of the back. We go to the bottom of the feet here. Got a little black section here that will flip out. You swear you could think it'd be his toes in bot mode, but you want those in bot mode. Let's do that to both sides and then just fold the foot up. Otherwise, kind of like you'd be completing the tank tread, but you've got the black stuff sticking out now. And let's just go ahead and give these a push out to the sides like this. And give them a rotation so we get tank tread down. What's the deal here? Best to rotate that before you have it all the way back, it seems like. Got a little stress right there from that. And then at the kind of knee here, you can flip these forward. Like that. Then you take the top of the jet, which is the shield. There's a couple pegs here. A couple holes there. That could have been on the whole time if you'd prefer, doesn't really matter. Then just kind of open up the cockpit. This thing's kind of a pain in the butt. There you go. Grab the gun. We'll put that down here kind of in the crotch area. There's a peg. So there you go. That's base mode. And again, you could have these guys sitting any number of spots. Different pegs here, just pegs all over the place. Put your Titan Masters where you like. We'll just jump in here and give you a bit close look. I mean, I think the good thing about the base mode is it's like quasi fan mode even. I feel like they just made it happen. They just did something that they needed to kind of appease the line, you know, which is that, hey, it's got a triple change, or in this case, they say 4 times change because the alt mode split. But the base mode here, fortunately, didn't really require them to add much to like screw up the other modes, which is a good thing. So they didn't try to force the base mode. They just worked with what they had. The base mode is definitely not fantastic, but it's pretty compact and tight, and it works. So we'll take it, and I'm glad they didn't really goof up the character to do anything special with this mode. Then if we want to go to just the alt modes, get our boy Dreadnaught out of the way. Get this gun out of the way. Come up to the figure. And he separates, you know, just like Sky Shadow. It comes in 2 pieces. Classic Overlord stuff. And then the jet it's basically there. There's like a little landing gear thing here. You can flip out a bit. That peg you can kind of fold back a bit, get out of the way. We'll put that back down for now. These go back up in the jet mode. And there you go. That's really it. We'll come back and take a closer look. But I mean, that's pretty true to G1. Then if you had the leg section, you know, in whatever shape it's in. Here I've got the base mode kind of shape, but this guy's super playable. The transformation's easy, so you never get too worried about getting lost. Let's just kind of flip out these white panels up here. We're going to want to bring these together. There we go. Come back to the feet and let's put away the little black section there. I assume the black section is just to connect it to Trypticon because it's only relevant for base mode. Otherwise, you just kind of want clean feet, clean front of the tank, and then the back, what would be the top side of the legs, will just fold underneath the whole tank mode. This is the whole just super easy, you know, childish transformation stuff. But it works for this guy, and it makes him, or it keeps him fun, I should say. It doesn't make him fun, but it keeps him fun. Gun here. Keeps it very G1, and there you go. All right, so here you've got the two alt modes. We'll go in closer, but just to kind of show you the playability, I mean, wherever you see these kind of orange panels, things open up. I think we've already showed the cockpit here. Opens up in base mode and is similar there. In the alt mode. So here we've got his little kind of stubby looking tank, but it's cool, it's fun. Got the gray tank treads, blue and the teal come out and pop. The ivory comes out there and pops. He's got kind of dual Decepticon logos on each side of the gun turret. The purple all ties in nicely. Rolls pretty nice and easy. So you got there 3 wheels underneath there. Back's not too bad. A little bit of hollow spot there where the crotch kind of flipped over. But not too bad. And then this gun really just seems to become fixed because it plugs into the base there. And then just top of it there, you know, some decent molding, right? Some stuff that looks kind of like tankish. Like a little lid type thing or something there, though that's obviously over here, but definitely a lot of good molding through there. All right, so let's just get a few shots of this guy. So simple. But it works really well. Then here, let's get his jet mode in. Coming up top, because that's where most of the goodness is, right? He's got a little Decepticon logo there. The cockpit looks good. They made lots of windows there with the orange plastic. A lot of good molding over the top. See some nice paint apps there with the teal and silver. You get a sticker. Stickers on the wings. Again, all pre-applied. Across there as well. So, you know, yeah, you get these two little modes. You know, neither's like enormous and huge like Leader Class Megatron last night that is we've been seeing a lot of video reviews of. Big massive jet, so you don't get that with this Leader Class figure, but you get these cool couple very playable type pieces and very nostalgic. And yeah, I hope this does well. I don't know that Sky Shadow has done well, but I hope Overlord really picks it up for them. See the underside of the figure there. Not terrible. But yeah, I hope this figure does really well for them to give Hasbro and Takara some encouragement to go out and take some shots on guys like this. So let's just go ahead and go back. And yeah, like I was saying, I mean, I was really disappointed with the last attempt at a Japanese character that I recall was the Leo Kaiser Combiner from Combiner Wars. Oh man, that was terrible. Not easy to get that gun out. Best to maybe split him a bit first. But yeah, Leo Kaiser, I mean, it was just a terrible Desaurus repaint of Skylynx. No Leo Zach in the set is all. So that was like, I liked Victory a lot. And that was just really disappointing. But given up hope probably of, more attempts of things like that. But Overlord here I think is really nice. Pretty happy with the guy overall. And again, I would just love to get some more of these types of figures. Would love to get Star Saber and just like a mass release. I know we've got the Masterpiece, but would love to get Desaurus. Love that dude. So a proper Desaurus would be cool. Still come back to a proper kind of Leo Kaiser would be cool. There's a lot of great characters in those cartoon series. But I know it's not easy to get them in the States because we don't don't know them from those cartoons. Dreadnaught in there. Again, take the shield. I flip the port out. That's basically it. We'll give them the gun. Now we know we've gotten Super Jinrai and then God Jinrai from Takara recently. Unfortunately, with all the extras coming, with the new Big Bad Toy Store exclusive set that's got a Super Jinrai in it, and then gift set coming out later this year. It has both God Bomber and Super Jinrai and the Headmasters in there. I bought both those sets, so I went ahead and sold off my kind of piecemeal Takara Legends Super Jinrai, so I can't put him next to Overlord here. But frankly, it wouldn't make sense. He would tower over him. We know he would, because Super Jinrai himself was leader class. And when God Bomber came on, he would be, 50% taller. So it just wouldn't work. Let's go ahead and check out articulation with the bop mode. I think we've kind of seen the head spins around. It's part of transformation, so that works. The shoulders are going to spin around. They're going to come up like this. Oh, a bit disappointing. There's no kind of swivel in there. But he does have a good 90-degree elbow. And then the hands, because they fold in, you can get a bit of a wrist cock in there. But they're otherwise fixed. There's nothing at the waist because we know the guy splits at the waist. When we come downstairs, the legs are pretty good. You can do the splits just fine. You can jump good like that. He's got a thigh swivel that works pretty well up there. He's got a knee that does 90 degrees. And he's got a foot that, transforms into a front of a tank. So I think you get a lot with a heel here, and then also a toe that articulates pretty well. So pretty happy with that. Again, I think overall pretty posable, holds well, good bop mode. We're missing some things like probably, some shoulder articulation. They could have put the elbow to swivel. That's a bit disappointing. There's definitely some limitations in there on posability, but what he does have works well. So I'll pose him up a bit here as we close out. Again, check out the feet, like perfectly flat there in a wide stance. That's pretty good. He's got the Hogan big boot in your face. So again, that speaks to just the overall balance of the bop mode, the solid articulation and balance in the feet. But I really, really love the figure. Again, props to Hasbro for really putting a figure like this out there. Like I said, that takes a lot of balls for them. I think the bop mode is great. Yes, we're missing some things to kind of tie it back to the Japanese G1 a little bit. But, it's an interpretation of the G1. I think it's done very well. But, all in all, for a mass release Hasbro figure that's, $50 retail. And I'll put some links in the description below to point you in the direction of this guy, though it's, as of the time of this video, super early for him. So definitely do your price shopping. But again, for a mass release figure, you grade on a bit of a curve. And I think they've done a really, really nice job. So those little things I've mentioned here and there, they're really nothing to take away from the overall aesthetic and quality and nostalgia and just cool fun factor and just play factor that this toy has. And different than a lot of later class figures, I think this guy, can go down in age. He's not difficult to transform. It makes it look like a lot of steps, but it's really two separate pieces that are simple. I think younger kids will have a lot of fun with this toy. And that's why I hope it does well at retail. Again, because I really wanted Desaurus. So we got to feed the fire here, get some momentum going. All right, guys, hope you liked the video. Thanks for checking in. I'll see you next time.